How are you feeling right now?
A lot of emotions.
Yeah.
That was definitely a roller coaster game for us. We went out and played really well in the first half, kind of, had a lot of aggression to start the game, and they came back like we knew that they would. They came back in that second half. They're a tough team, and we knew they were going to fight. And so we told the girls, we got to be able to just battle it out and out-hustle them, and I think that's what we ended up doing in the end. It wasn't the prettiest at all times, but we certainly kind of gutted it through.
My thinking was you guys, again, that third quarter, I mean, 2 games ago you had that same situation with your third quarter. Victor and I were talking. We kind of feel that this might be a good thing for you. What are your feelings about how that third quarter and the adversity you faced and how you came back and fought back to win it?
Well, it definitely made us toughen up. We haven't been in too many situations this season to have to kind of grit it out, and so it was really good for us to experience that. We knew that there were really tough teams moving forward that we were going to have to be coming up against, and they're tough. I mean, they've been the underranked team in all of their games, and they've been battling it out. And seeing them 2 times in conference, we certainly knew they were a tough team and knew kind of what to expect, but that they were on a roll. They had momentum with them, knocking off Southern Wayne and then Southern Durham. So we knew they were going to come in here battling. So I think it was good for us to be able to kind of grow as a team and realize that, it's not always going to be easy. We're going to have to kind of toughen up and push through it.
Was there anything you saw out of them tonight that you hadn't seen out of them in the first couple of games?
I think we had a lot of composure there towards the end. We had obviously a couple turnovers and just missed shots, and they were on fire there in that third quarter. So we came out and just tried to settle down a little bit. And I speak a lot to our seniors. They were in the game for most of the game, and they've been in those positions before. Last year, obviously, was a tough game. We played against Terry Sanford to kind of battle back and come through that, and tough game against Ashboro last year. So they've been and seen that adversity, so I think their experience really helped us out tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to, kind of talk about them a little bit more. I mean, I know down the stretch they were hitting some phenomenally big shots. You had Natalie with the 3-pointers. Olivia was just kind of all over the place, as she normally is. You had Mila hitting 4 free throws there to kind of get you guys separated a little bit there at the very end. I mean, what was it about the way that they played tonight? And with you guys not facing that much adversity this year, how were they kind of able to kind of be built for this moment?
Yeah, they came together. They kind of realized that, hey, we're still up. We don't have to force anything. There's no shot clock in high school basketball, so we can take our time and get a really good shot, and that's what they started to do. Our defensive aggression really never stopped. We continued to kind of put a lot of pressure on them, which helped in some spurts there in that third quarter. And I think just overall, the experience that we had on the court, just knowing not to rush anything up.
Yeah, Northwood in that fourth quarter, you seemed to get back to playing the Northwood style of ball. Instead of being rushed, the 4 points that Mila got off of those free throws, did that kind of seem to calm everybody down? Or at what point did you feel that, okay, we're back to where we need to be to win this thing?
Yeah, those free throws were huge. I mean, we had missed free throws down the stretch throughout the game, and those free throws were really big for us to just kind of give us a little bit more wiggle room and to kind of take a breath, I think, for a minute. So it's tough some of them played a lot of minutes and we didn't have a lot of breaks. We were kind of waiting out on our timeouts to see what was going to kind of come down at the end, and so they really kept pushing through. Our seniors, we told them, hey, this is your last game at home. This is your last game at Northwood. Give it all you got, and I really think all 4 of them did that tonight.
Yeah, I want to ask about Caroline as well. I mean, it seemed like there in the second half, you guys struggled a little bit down there in the post. But when she was in there, it seemed like I don't know if it was her being a senior or what it was, her veteran experience at this point, but she seemed like she kind of knew what she was doing. She took that charge there towards the very end of the game. I know it was huge momentum swinging, charge right there. So what was it about her and her, coming out here and doing what she did, and kind of being one of those leaders like you just mentioned. What is it? What does she kind of bring to the table?
She stepped up big for us tonight. We had some foul trouble, which hurt us, especially in the second half, having Takia out. And Caroline played really well defensively. Number 40 was hot for them. She was kind of putting the team on her back, more or less, and Caroline did a phenomenal job trying to shut her down as much as possible, and took a big charge, which is huge for us to get, as you said, the momentum swing, and just to get the crowd back into it. The bench was excited because we love when they step up and take charges. So I was really impressed with Caroline's effort tonight.
Well, I think Olivia, too, in that fourth quarter, just like you mentioned about Caroline, she stepped up, too, where she was driving in the ball. And I think she had missed those 2 free throws, had a dejected look on her face, but then turned right around and got right back into the game. So,
yeah, Olivia just is a hustler, and she's fighting. And so she didn't let it phase her too much. We just try to tell them, you miss a shot, just go back and get on the other end. And so they had a quick memory tonight and forgot about those and just kept pushing through and playing hard, which is all we can ask for sure.
You want to touch on that memory question? Because we were going to talk about it. You know who you're playing next, right?
I was told we're playing Terry Sanford.
You are, yeah.
Right.
So you were obviously an assistant coach on that team last year that beat Terry Sanford. I think you beat him by 3. I think it was a buzzer-beating 3-pointer maybe?
Yeah.
That McKenna hit. So obviously that's a huge game there. I think since you guys are the Final Four in that one. So this right here, playing these guys, we don't know where you're playing at this point, obviously, but you're going to be playing those guys again in that rematch to now go to the state championship. First of all, it's kind of like a crazy situation anyway, but how does, so many of these players on this team, so many of the seniors we talked about, obviously not Olivia, but how does that experience last year, going to the Final Four, beating Terry Sanford, how is that going to help you moving forward, playing them again?
Yeah, I think that, the excitement's there. We know that they've been a tough, basketball team for a number of years, and we know it's going to be a battle. And the girls have been very familiar and unaware of what Terry Sanford's been doing, and they're returning most of their players, and they've been dominating on their end. So I was glad to see tonight that we stepped up to the challenge and were able to come out on top against some adversity. And I think we know that it's going to be a fight till the end, probably, with Terry Sanford. But I was really impressed with our grit and determination to not give up, even when stuff wasn't always going our way.
Go ahead and ask your famous question.
Who are you giving a game ball to if you got one to give?
Man, I had so many play so hard tonight.
You can split it 2 ways. Remember, the rule is you can split it 2 ways. I mentioned that to Coach Matt, too. There's only 2 ways. You can't do the whole team.
Man, Olivia played well. She actually played the whole game for us tonight. So her effort both ways was tremendous for us. As you mentioned, just to not give up even when missed shots happened, because they'll happen. And so she was very tough for us, grabbing rebounds, getting on the floor, kind of being that leader on the court there towards the end. There's just so many that I can split it so many ways.
Well, let me get a little mushy here. I remember when you were playing on the Northwood team, and you guys got this far on the Northwood team. And this is one of those cliche questions, but what do you feel as being a player getting that far and now coaching this team? What are your feelings? What are your sentiments? What do you tell your team about getting this far?
Yeah, we've explained every round that, there's only this many teams left. Everybody else has packed their bags and gone home. So we've kind of gone with that mindset to be grateful for the opportunities that we have, but not take it for granted. I think the girls are really starting to realize that. And it was definitely a reality tonight, right? That, it's win or go home. So certainly, it's exciting for me to be able to be back in this position. Got a great group of girls, just blessed to have so much talent and so much heart and so much determination. And so I think if they continue to have those 3 things, then we'll get to where we need to be.
And I think there was a question when way back in the day, a couple months ago at this point, you guys played Jordan Matthews. You pretty much waxed the floor with Jordan Matthews. And now Gene asked you a question. He said, You know, this is your first year as a head coach. Are you having fun? You're now going to the Final Four. You're going to a neutral site. You're going to play Terry Sanford. First year as a head coach. Are you having fun right now? I mean, it seems like you
yes,
guys are.
definitely. I just the energy they bring every day in practice is, you know, and the effort that they give, not only in the games that y'all see, but in practice as well. I mean, I can't be more proud. It's definitely been a great ride so far, but it's not over with. So we're looking to go ahead and play Terry Sanford and then roll on to the next one.
Has there ever been a time in your practice or during games where you kind of go, gosh, they get it. They get what we're trying to do? Has that moment happened yet, or has it happened? And if it's happened, what was that moment?
I can't really say a specific moment, but definitely as we started playing in the conference tournament, I kind of started to see a lot of things that we've been going over and over with, and, you know, realizing that we played some teams multiple times, Williams for instance, so just trying to really get down to kind of the nitty-gritty and making sure that we're honing in on our stuff and running them the best that we're able to. So I've really seen a lot of growth over the last postseason for sure.
I think that's all I have for you.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.